addition and subtraction of vectors. Starting with addition of vectors, we say that if two vectors A and B are represented in magnitude and direction by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. So let's draw a parallelogram and take two vectors A and B. So OP RQ is a parallelogram and OP is vector A, OQ is vector B. Then we say that then their sum is represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram which is co-initial with the given vector. What does this line mean? We know that we have two diagonals of the parallelogram PQ and OR. We are saying the sum will be represented by the diagonal which is co-initial, means have the same initial point as the vector A and B. Hence, this is our vector C, which is actually equal to vector A plus vector B. In other words, OP plus OQ equal to OR. Note here that naming of the vector is very important. OP is vector A and OQ is vector B. Then OR is vector A plus B. This means that O is the initial point and P is the terminal point. But if we name the vector as PO, that will be negative of vector A. Let us now look at this parallelogram from a different perspective. We know that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. That would mean that OQ is equal and parallel to PR. Then PR also represents vector B. And similarly, OP and QR, both of them will represent vector A. Now, if we look at triangle OPR, clearly A plus B is given by OR, which is the sum vector. This will lead us to triangle law of addition of vectors. So let us see that. Hence we have that in triangle OPR, we are getting OP plus PR equal to OR, which brings us to the conclusion that if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by two sides of a triangle taken in same order, that means we are starting from O, OP, then PR. Okay, so then their sum is represented by the third side taken in reverse order, because the sum vector is OR and not RO. This is called triangle law of addition of vectors. That means if we have a triangle ABC, then if we start from say B, then BC plus CA will be given by BA. That means BC plus CA is equal to BA. Why BA and not AB? Because we are saying that sum is represented by the third side taken in reverse order. Likewise, we can take any two sides of a triangle. Say we start from vertex C, then CA plus AB will be given by CB, and if we take AB plus BC, that will be given by AC. Important point to be noted here is that in both the laws, that is the first one parallelogram law of addition of vectors, we are getting a plus b to be another vector, and here also using triangle law of addition of vectors we are getting another vector which is the sum of these two vectors. And note that the magnitude of the vector that we get, that is vector c, which is a plus b, is not equal to, that means magnitude of c is not equal to magnitude of a plus magnitude of b. That is, length of the addition vector is not equal to the sum of the individual lengths of the two vectors. Let us now look at subtraction of vectors. If a and b are two vectors, say I take OA is equal to the same as vector A and AB as vector B, then we know that OB will represent A plus B. Then from point A we can draw a negative of vector B, which will be equal in magnitude to vector B but opposite in direction, so it will be negative B. Let's name the terminal point as B dash. Then O B dash will represent vector A plus minus of vector B, which is same as vector A minus vector B. That means if A and B are two vectors, then subtraction of B from vector A is defined as the vector sum of A and negative of vector B.